participant.
No, the member can't seek leave for someone else. I call the Honourable Parakura Horomia.
Mr. Chair, can I apologise for yesterday for deviating? But can I say this, that I was about to give the government a historic summary of how great this country has become. And in relation to reconciliation, Mr. Chair, over generations we have worked hard with those Pākehās who came along, a lot of their tupuna, and mined the Rutherfords and the Buntings, and they took the Māori land. And we flash forward, and we listen to this prattle by Mr. Ryle trying to ensure that the Flybuys cards and $12 being better off by $12 is something that is important. And Mr. Chair, let me tell you this and mark my word, that this is one of the worst days for Māoridom in relation to the Treaty of Waitangi. They've undermined it. And how the earth can you split between 51 and 49% and say the treaty is relevant here and it is not relevant there? This is exactly why Sir Graham Latimer went to London, because they were trying to flog off the assets before the settlements were done. There are 7 settlements at the moment, Mr. Chair, that rely and are relevant to geothermal, energy supply and water resources. How come all of a sudden that this becomes an edict of this government to decide that it's stripped out of a process that is legislated in this country, the treaty process? It is shocking, and they should hang their heads in shame. It is noticeable that the Minister of Treaty Settlements has not been involved in this discussion because he doesn't like it. I know he doesn't like it. He knows it's treacherous, he knows it's traitorous, and he knows that it is about undercutting the good work done by successive generations in this country, both Māori and Pākehā. It is gutless. It is demeaning to the rights of the treaty. And the Māori Party haven't shown up. And thank goodness they saw sense at the end and created one of the closest voting margins in this House, 61 to 60. And you're saying you've got the support of the people? And 98% of the submissions on this matter said no. They said no. And Chris Foss knows that. He knows, living in Tukituki, that Kahungunu is still trying to etch together their treaty claim. He knows it's relevant to water in the Mohaka River. He knows full well that this government is trying to pull a swifty to ensure that the water right is diminished. This is unbelievable. And to sell it on and say that this is for mums and dads of this country, well, there won't be many Māori mums and dads buying these shares and getting a kick out of it like the Minister Tony Ryle has suggested. It'll be the KiwiSaver, which we had the common sense to start, and the foresight, is something that will benefit our people. But where does this benefit the people of this nation in flogging off the assets that they already own? Guess what? Guess what? I own a Ford car, but I'll sell it to somebody else, and you'll still own it. What a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. What you've opened up in undermining the treaty settlement process is anything that becomes involved with foreign ownership or investment now is not relevant or does not have any standing in relation to the treaty settlement legislation in this country, which is kosher. And Trevor Mallard's amendments and Grant's and Robertson's amendments are very, very important. Are very, very important. I'm overwhelmed with the support of the members of our party in relation to this treaty Waitangi clause. Go to Tūwhareto. And what did Tūwhareto do for this country? They gifted to the nation, the reserves. They gave it to them. They gifted to this nation as a sign of goodwill in relation to nationhood and partnership. And this gutless lot over there are undermining that. They're putting this nonsensical lot who are culturalists are undermining it. Who are culturalists, they undermine it. And Maurice Williams is one of the ones who really knows the truth about this. He was the one who agreed about broadband and those things being allocated to Māori. That was Morris. He understood that bandwidth was important to Māoridom, but to exaggerate that the water and that is nothing, it's a rip-off
I call the honourable member
of the worst kind.
Dennis O'Rourke.